continue in Lwod. Our scene is going to begin with Eamon. For a couple days, Eamon was trying to basically um, make his, let's say, powers more and more powerful as best as he motherfucking can. Now, as a person who recently contacted by his uncle, who is supposed to be his mentor, and he kind of treated him like, yeah, yeah, whatever, your parents died, fine, cool. He is kind of weirded out by certain things that he find out. He find out the name of the house that he belongs and certain people that may or may not be connected to kill his parents. So Eamon wakes up and his walking stick. He is walking around and looking for Gwendolyn, the
Okay.
person he talked a couple times before the state.
hmm Um, Gwen doesn't necessarily live in the Chantry, but she comes there very often. She has her own apartment somewhere, another part of town, close to Columbia University, where she lives, and her parents are living right next door. Fun times. But like I said, she drops in at the Chantry like maybe not daily, but definitely like 4 to 5 times a week. And yeah, um, this morning, she actually comes in. She's carrying like a backpack, and is just kind of setting up at the kitchen table, putting her like she just put her backpack on the table and is making coffee.
She actually will find there is a coffee in the kitchen. Someone made coffee
Okay.
because someone was expecting her to arrive today.
Mhm. Cool.
And when she comes around and Eamon actually says, slowly approaches because Gwendolyn hears the walking stick. And Eamon says, hello, Gwen.
Hey, Eamon. Um, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm happy to see you again.
Well, yeah, it's been a bit crazy last time I was here, actually.
I'm sorry I was a bit focused
Hey,
on
you
my
do you.
studies and I was unable to thank you for what you did that night for me.
Gwen, just kind of thinking. It's like, what night specifically? Sorry, just a quick reminder.
The night that we came here after all the things happened.
Oh, right. No problem.
He
So, coffee?
smiles very slowly. I made it for you.
Oh, wow. Thanks.
No problem. I hope everything is okay with you.
Yeah, been crazy busy. School, um, my parents. Still need to organize a dinner party, but oh, did I invite you for that yet?
No.
Okay. So, here's sort of the deal. Um, my parents are great, lovely people. Just a little overbearing from time to time, and they want to meet my friends. Well, I don't have that many friends in school. Actually, not really anyone. Um, so I said that I knew a couple of people from school, and now they want to meet you guys.
His face expression doesn't change. There's always something like, like in the photo, the way he looks is
hmm
quite concentrated. Maybe too much concentrated.
So, yeah, at some point I'll have to. get you all together and give you some proper instructions because my dad is pretty chill. My mom is very talkative, very inquisitive,
Do you
and
cook well?
me. Oh, she would insist that it would be at their place, so I don't need to cook.
Does your mom cook well?
Um, I mean, she's not bad. Maybe they'll hire a cook or something. I don't know.
They're that rich?
Sort of, kinda.
Understandable. I wish to ask something, if you
Oh,
don't mind me asking.
yeah, no, sure, go ahead. And she's kind of putting milk and sugar in the coffee and, sits down at the table.
I have been told and learned that death of my parents is connected to a certain gang called
Oh,
the Wipers.
never heard of them.
Do you know who can help me regarding this matter?
Someone who has. Mm, I mean, from our group?
Yes.
Don't really know. D- I mean,
When the time comes, if I find information about them and when I reach to understand who put them after my parents, would you help me?
yeah, of course.
He smiles. It is one of the one of the rare times you see him smile and says, "Thank you."
I mean, I would be devastated if something happens to my parents. I think, all in all, you deal with it rather well. So, yeah, of course I would help you. I mean, we're sort of in all this together, right?
I
Like,
agree.
yeah.
If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. I want to help you as best as I can.
Come to my parents' dinner party once they have a date set and have decided on a
I
menu,
will.
and don't don't like and try to take the attention away from Ty.
The One of the things I wish to ask is what type of things that they would ask and what type of things they teach in your college so I can answer the questions that they would ask.
Oh, I actually told that you were studying something, which, Gwen will say, I'm not quite sure anymore what I said that you were studying. I
Hmm.
think she said something like history, but I'll have to
He
check that up again. Like, it's been a while, so
he
I would need to check it.
he
Uh,
smiles and says, "I know history a bit."
oh, good, good. So, yeah, and I can get you some folders, some basic stuff about Colombia, but I think they'll mostly ask about your private life, whether you have a girlfriend, if your intentions are to get married, if you, kind of job that your parents did, things like that.
I think they will be happy with the responses they will hear, at least from my end,
Good. It's
because
like I said,
uh,
I love my parents, but sometimes,
sometimes
like, okay, I came to New York sort of I mean, first of all, because I really wanted to go to Columbia University. At first, they kind of wanted to come along. I told them no. Like, sometimes they're still treating me like I'm an 8-year-old. And, I'm not. And I want to be able to live my life. But they're just like, especially
overbearing.
my mom. Yeah, they're. really afraid that something happens to me, and because of the whole uh, illness thing, they just they worry, or she worries too much. Like I stubbed my toe, and she thinks that I'll have to spend a year in recuperation or something. I don't know, preferably in the Alps in Switzerland or something.
You were from Switzerland, am I correct?
Oh no, no, I'm not.
My apologies.
No, I was just born here, in the south. My parents, well, not my parents, my grandparents came from France, like
He nods.
after the Second World War. They kind of came here to have a new beginning, and yeah.
You know, I have found ways to make my hair longer and smaller with magic.
Okay, cool.
I also found ways to see distances.
Hmm.
Have you
It's
find
pretty
new
neat.
things that you wish to do? You wished to do, and you told me that there are some things that you want to do.
I haven't necessarily found new ways yet, but I did find a teacher.
Quite nice.
Yeah, he's odd, but it's not necessarily bad, I think.
Ah, it can be okay sometimes.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, as long as I can learn from him, it's pretty cool. He's a bit different. Like he works a lot with different life forms, and but ultimately his idea of like creating objects, like he says I shouldn't be calling it magic. I should call it science, which sort of makes sense. Like it's it has to come from somewhere, right? So there has to be a theory behind it. And just because we don't understand the theory yet, like, I'm
It does
sure we
come
will.
from somewhere, but it's not science. It's your vacant consciousness.
I mean, ultimately, we can explain thinking and feelings and emotions from a scientific point of view. Like, it's all connected in our biology, and you feel angry, and certain hormone starts, and you know so there's always some form of science around, and there's always a way to kind of explain things, but I guess to each their own. Like one of the things that I learned when I just came here from Joey was that everybody kind of does it their own way. So you just want to think it's your conscious or your soul, and I want to find some form of logic behind it and create things
He
that
nods,
work with a certain principle.
and he says, I think I understand that everybody sees the world differently.
Hmm.
I also think that the world is a big place. It is a place for many different views.
True that.
He
But good for
smiles
you that
again.
you're learning. Like that's important, right? Especially with this. Do you actually do anything else, or you just aren't you don't you get bored?
No, I don't
Hmm.
get bored when I investigate about my magic and try myself.
No, okay, but just to be here in this house every
I
day.
walk around time to time. If you would like to walk around together, then I would be very happy.
Sure, we can take a walk
It will
as
be a
long as you
slow
don't.
walk.
as long as you don't step on my toes, because I'll be spending a year in the Alps.
I will try my best. Don't you want to learn everything about this? Does that doesn't don't are you not curious about this magic?
I mean, yes, of course I'm curious about how everything works. Ooh, sorry, long day, short night.
Understandable.
Um,
And
no, I do
when
wish
she
to
says
learn.
short night, he's like, you study.
Yeah, I'm still in school.
No, that's
Probably
true.
why I don't focus all my time on learning uh, science. She kind of makes the air quote thing like
Mm-hmm.
science. I still have a lot of things to learn, like, but it's I think I can combine the two together. I hope I can combine the two together, but yeah,
I hope so as well.
I do love learning. Like, don't get me wrong, I do definitely love learning, but I found it hard to kind of try and find out how everything worked. Like, I seemed to get a little bit going, but just didn't really feel like I was hitting the right note, so to say. You know, it's like I was missing something, and I'm hoping with this master, I can, you know, start developing this side of my learning curve.
He nods. The it is. I find it strange for me to be so curious about magic and not very curious about the human world. But I should be curious about the human world as well. After all, it's where we live.
I mean, I think ultimately, I suppose it would kind of go hand in hand because the magical science, scientific magic, it's like it's part of the world that we live in. So, and especially if you think that if you believe that magic comes from your consciousness, I guess learning about yourself and learning about, you know, where you stand in the world and how you view the world might be important, and you don't view it from your bedroom window. You need to be part of it, you know?
It's boring to walk alone with these legs.
I mean, like you said, if you like, I don't mind taking walks with you, and or we could do something else, you know? There's a subway network underneath New York City that can literally transport us everywhere. Just go and see things, see the city.
I would be happy
Maybe
to.
like visit a theater or a cinema or Statue of Liberty if you really want to.
I would say yes to all of them.
Cool.
He smiles and says, "Cool." There's a quote that I like from a book. There's this guy who says, "If I am guilty of anything, it is the simple pursuit of knowledge." I think I put some shackles on me regarding the outside world, and I should not have them. I will check some theaters.
I mean, if you want to, um, actually, the school that I'm in, I mean, part of Columbia University, the faculty that I'm in, it often holds performances by the students. It's not that expensive, and it's quite good. Like, these are all people that are studying music, professionally, studying to become professionals, and it's quite nice. Really like listening to music there.
That would be
Uh,
helpful. We can go there. Coffees
okay.
are from me.
Then how about I arrange the tickets, you arrange the snacks, or the coffee afterwards, whatever.
He extends a hand.
She'll shake it. Done
Deal
deal.
then. Thank you.
I mean, thank you.
Okay. I should
And she
go
starts
back.
to yeah, she starts to unpack her backpack. There's like instruments, like
I
workshop
should go back,
instruments.
but thank you again. It was lovely to see you again.
Yeah, it's good seeing you too. It's been a while.
You shouldn't make it this long.
I'll uh I'll check out some performances for next week. See if we can find one. Is there any kind of music that you like? Like most
Classic.
of it. I was gonna say most of it is classic. Like any uh preferred era, preferred composer, preferred instruments.
I have to say I don't know a lot of instruments or eras. I usually
Okay.
listen things from YouTube. I like movie soundtracks. I can tell you my
So lights.
most favorite movie soundtrack if you want.
Sure.
Man of Steel, Zod Suit.
Okay. I'll listen to it and I'll find something that sort of matches. To be fair, like uh film music is a genre in itself, and sometimes they even perform like something from like a film or movie or things like that. It can be quite cool.
There's a
But
theater, or I
yeah.
think there's an opera, where you watch a movie from a live musicians.
Mm. Yeah, I've heard of those. They've done like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars and
Yeah,
things like that, but it's usually pretty expensive and pretty quickly booked full.
that's sad.
Mm, I mean, can always see, but yeah, getting something like that last minute might be either difficult or incredibly expensive.
We can go to, other things, and then we can be patient and go that one when it arrives.
Sure. Have you ever gone to the ballet?
No.
Because, especially with like the fall starting up, like there's usually either like the Nutcracker or Swan Lake or, ballet usually picks up around this time. Quite magical. I'm not a
If you say
dancer
so.
because, as
Is it
soon as I
science
injure
magical?
myself. I mean, music holds a lot of science. Like people wouldn't be able to say, but if you get into musical theory with like the notes and how to play a chord and how it's built up, there's some pretty hefty science. It's almost maths.
He doesn't say anything. He agrees, but he doesn't say anything. And then he says, after some time of silence, a couple of the things I do is actually me saying things in a way they meant to be said. And I think in the future, I may have to sing.
You have to sing.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't necessarily sing myself. I don't have a trained voice, but I could probably show you some basics,
Happy to
or
hear
at
it.
least accompany you on the piano.
He nods. I should go inside because my cat is Probably losing its mind.
That possessive, huh? That's fine. I'll just I'm here. Just working on this new type violin.
The Ibn smiles, nods, and opens a door of his room. There's a cat who's talking. And if you want, that can be the moment we can end our scene.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, guys, for watching. See you next time.